Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the second half of this episode of Generation Y. With me in the studio today I have Husna, so thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Just remind everyone how far you've travelled in today.
From Warsaw.
From Warsaw, so she's come straight on the train, so refreshed and in to join us today, so thank you for coming in. I just want to remind everybody that last week we introduced a project that we want you all to be a part of. And this is actually your project that we'll be able to sort of guide you through into doing, should you wish to work out, where to start, who to get involved with, in terms of what organisations you can get help from. This is your show. We want you to call in and discuss your ideas with us. Last week we had a few calls as well. We want you to pick a project, something that is going to benefit your community. It could be your very local community, like maybe people that are just in your street or in your area, or maybe in the borough that you live in. It can be as big or as small as you want. And what we want you to do is start to build a plan of how you're going to be doing it. Where are you going to get your ideas from? And who are you going to get to help you go through with the projects? I'm going to ask Husna a little bit about some of the things that you've done in your youth centre in Warsaw, so that maybe hopefully that can inspire other people to think about projects.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the most recent one we actually had a sleepover. And
a sleepover?
Yeah, with the girls group. And alhamdulillah, we managed to get the centre. And so we were talking about fitness and eating healthy, and then we all made pasta bake together, and the girls got involved in making that. And then we watched some movies and, just provide that halal alternative and get together and building on relationships within with each other. And
did you have a good turnout for the sleepover?
Yeah, definitely. Because we only had 8 spaces because of the centre, the size of the centre that we went to, and all of them. And in fact, more wanted to come. So inshallah, we're planning on doing that again. It was very beneficial, and it was lovely.
And did you get support from the community for doing it? How did you advertise the sleepover?
Well, actually, I was just talking to the manager, and I said it would be really nice if we had. In my initial suggestion was a movie night, or just getting together and having that kind of experience of in your pajamas and getting together with the popcorn and the nachos and watching a movie. It's nice to do that with each other. And then he said, yeah, why don't you speak to the girls and ask them if that's something their parents would give them permission for. So I spoke to them, and the girls said, one of them said, can we have a sleepover? And I thought, oh, okay, I'll ask. So I asked, and he said, I'll ask the council if they'd let us do that, stay over the night. And obviously we can ask the parents. And subhanAllah, within 2 weeks, I got a text, sleepovers next Thursday. And I was like, wow, mashallah, it happened.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and they're very excited.
And that's something quite, that's easily arranged, isn't it? I mean, it didn't take much, like you're saying, just had those few bits of what to fill your night with. And it is an opportunity for people to just get together a little bit more. And it's something different.
Yeah, I mean, Islam does promote that as well, coming together and building relationships and strengthening those bonds among, with your peers as well. Especially because it's like the summer holidays and they haven't seen them for so long, and it's nice to get together and have a good time.
And are there any other projects or anything like that you can give the viewers? Any tips on doing, any ideas, anything else that you've been involved in?
Yeah, I mean, recently I was speaking to a brother who was talking about his difficulties regarding his past, and how he does aspire to do well in the future, but he's always kind of looking over at, and I said, and I was just giving him some general advice. I said, okay, get some voluntary work in there, work hard, and you can do it, and and you can achieve your goals. And he was very inspired by the advice, and I was writing things down, and I got home and I was writing notes, and I thought, if I can do that with reach a lot more people in that way, and they are keen and interested in advice in terms of career and developing their CV and doing better. So I spoke to my manager, and he proposed that maybe we can have someone from Connections come in on a monthly basis and give that kind of career advice and say, try and get some voluntary work here, do this, get involved in this, be proactive. You can put that all on your CV, and it's great for then future employers to say, yeah, this person, okay, they've got this, this and this, but at the same time, they've really shone from then, and they've really picked up and they're doing a lot.
That's really good, because you've been able to use the skills that you have in terms of, even if it is researching, like you can go into, you know, just type things up, search for things, just to help somebody else. And that, I think that's really an important part as well. Use, you know, when you're thinking of something to do, you're thinking about a particular project, look at what, you know, what are you good at? You know, what can you share with other people? Some people are really good researchers. Some people are really good executors. You know, you could give somebody an idea and they'll make it happen really, really quickly. You know, if you know lots of people, that's a good thing. You know, you can get, you know, that's the advertising for you. Yeah, that's your, you know, you've got your audience already there. And inshallah, you know, use those things that you're good at. You know, find something that you're quite confident in, that you're strong in, and share that with other people. You know, do call us at the studio. The number's always there. Remember, this is your show. We want to hear those ideas. We want to see those plans. You can email them in, discuss them with us, even if it means that, you know, you hear people from within your area and you want to get together to do things even bigger. You get more done when you join forces, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah, and inshallah we will follow you, and if you can show us that journey that you've made, that planning, that preparation, mini documentaries or clips that you want to take on your phone, inshallah you can put it all together. And you know, if you manage to do that, you know, project, then you know we could actually come out and see you do that. We're going to move on to the next part of our show now, which is managing emotions. We're going to look at, you know, is it really important for us how we manage our emotions, and is it really so significantly important that we are aware of them? You know, is it our surroundings? Is it important to address the way that we react in certain situations? You know, we want to hear your views. Call us in, and when you call us, I want you to say something very specific. After you've told me who you are and where you're calling from, I want you to tell us, I get frustrated when, or I get angry when, or I get upset when, and tell us what it is that fuels your emotions. We're going to go to some callers, inshallah. Our first caller, Assalamu alaikum, what's your name?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Alia.
Alia, and where are you calling from today, Alia?
From Manchester.
From Manchester. Brilliant. And what would you like to say today? First of all, I want you to give me an emotion. Give me an I get angry when, or I get frustrated when.
I get frustrated basically when, you know, when you plan on doing certain things and then like things get in the way, like either it's like unexpected, like guests come, or like you find you've got something else to do, or somebody else gives you, you know, something else on top to do,
and you can't get
have
your
like
task
a goal
done.
And you want to reach the end, and then it kind of makes you like frustrated. So what I've kind of like, from my own personal experience, what I've learned is that what to do is that when things kind of get in the way, not to kind of let it like deter me or make me feel like low in confidence and not want to kind of that end goal. What I do is I basically think, okay, so I can't do this today to get to that, but what I'm going to do is try to make a plan on making up for it, like the next day, or kind of make a different kind of plan where I can still get to that goal by doing it differently and maybe waking up early so that I can do X, Y, and Z, and hopefully still achieve whatever it was I planned on doing before the end of the week.
That is a very good way of doing it. So you don't just give up at the first hurdle.
No, yeah.
That is fantastic. And have you thought of any projects or anything like that that you would like to do? Or have you got any questions for Husna or any comments for us at all?
In regards to like a project, I did have like a few in mind. And one of them was like doing like arts and crafts projects with the youth.
Okay.
Because I myself, like, I find that when I get involved with them, because I go to different craft sessions that other people run, and I find it very therapeutic. You know, you can socialise with people on, you know, a very like comfortable level where you're not having to kind of like stand in front of anybody, but you're just working alongside other people, picking up on other skills.
And do you feel that that's quite, even though you're imparting help to others, do you feel that it helps you as well as a person?
Yeah. So I think like arts and crafts is quite good for all ages, from like, you know, even the youth, like, or children, teenagers, or even middle-aged people.
Yeah, it is very therapeutic actually, arts and crafts. Thank you very much, Jazakallah khair, for your call. If you think of, you know, something, a new initiative that you can perhaps pick up on, you know, do something new, or get the people that you're working with, perhaps, you know, you can inspire them to take from what you've done and follow that out, inshallah. Yeah? We're going to go over to our next caller. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I think we've lost our next caller, but inshallah do call back in. We really do want to hear your views, because remember, this is your show. And remember, when you do call, I want to hear an I get annoyed when, or I get happy when, or something, you know, one of these emotions. Husna, we talked about, our previous caller talked a little bit about frustration, and it's really interesting because she was actually able to turn that around and actually say, before it gets to that stage, she'd automatically make a plan as to getting to her goals quite quickly. Do you ever find that that happens with you as well?
Yeah, I think as individuals we do want to achieve our goals, and sometimes things do tend to get in the way. But you know, it's being able to kind of looking past that and think, okay, I've stopped here, but then maybe I can try this and try that, and you know, getting there in the end. So it's good to plan ahead.
And when we talk about, so our second part of this show is managing emotions. So frustration is something that I guess we can identify what we're getting frustrated with rather. What about other emotions? For example, anger. Perhaps somebody's said something to you that's annoyed you, or you know, they've just flying remarks at you that you don't particularly like, and maybe they don't particularly know that they're annoying you. What would you be able to describe as maybe a good way of managing that anger, or in the way that, you know, those remarks are coming through from people?
Yeah, I mean, we all face confrontation, and there's always a part in your life where someone's kind of challenging you, and you tend to have you have three options. So if you imagine yourself, you have a large piece of paper and a pen, and you were to write down all the words that they're saying against you, to offend you, to humiliate you, to knock your confidence, and you're to write those words down on this large piece of paper. You can either wrap yourself with a piece of paper and allow it to kind of consume you, and you start believing it. Yeah, these words must be true, they're saying it to me. It's knocking your confidence, it affects you physically, it affects you trusting other people. They must be thinking
carrying
that
it
way.
around with you, don't you?
Yeah, and you're just being consumed by these, they're just words.
I'm going to pause you just on that one thought, because that's quite an interesting thing, and I'd like to kind of just think about that a little bit, just being hugged by all your kind of negativity there. That you end up carrying with you. And I'm going to go to the next caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Who have we got? Assalamu alaikum, caller. Ooh. Are you still there? Do call back. I think we seem to have lost the connection there. Do call us back, inshallah, and we'll take you in straight away. Going back to what you were saying, so wrapping all those negative words around you. So basically you're carrying those feelings of that anger with you all the time.
Yeah, so that would be option one. You can allow that person to affect you in that way. Option two would be, which is what we see quite common in the youth, is they think the defense kicks in. Like, I'm not going to let you say that to me. And then they start writing their own things. They scrunch that piece of paper up and they start throwing it at the other person. And then the person starts writing their own words and they're throwing it back. And it just becomes this ping pong match. And someone from the distance looking at that would see neither of you are better than the other, because you're both doing the same thing. And so you've kind of just lowered yourself to that person's level, and you're both, you're insulting them, they're insulting you. And subhanAllah, nowadays, they don't just focus on that individual. They're like your mom's mom and your dad's mom and your whole family, your ancestors, people that are not born yet. And subhanAllah, and it's quite sad. And then you just reduce yourself to their level. So that would be option 2. But then there's option 3, which is what we should be, what we should be doing, which is, getting those words. Okay, subhanallah, this is what you're saying. Fold it up and just put it down and say, I don't need to, I'm not going to allow that to affect me negatively, and just make dua for them. I wish the best for you, and may Allah guide you, and inshallah, and rise above that, and become a better individual. And rather than walking away and cursing them, like, I hope you fall into a well and break your leg or something like that. That's, inshallah, may Allah guide you, and
you can just
and just carry on with your life and not allowing it to affect you.
Yeah, no, that is a really beautiful way of imagining actually what to do with that, and we'll come to that in just a moment, inshallah. We're going to take another call. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And what's your name, calling? Where are you calling from?
My name is Azhar Khan. I call him from Wales.
From Wales. Jazakallah khair for your calling. What would you like to say?
I say somebody hunger to you and just thinking far from him, and you just think like he mentioned. That's it. Don't say anything. Just say the mention. Just go aside. And other thing, you go into dawat like every girl. Don't fight each other, anybody. And you dawat like tabligh and giving sabak this that, and you go each other all everybody and enjoy the office.
And Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for your call. And some advice just to maybe go on about our own ways and not necessarily delve into each other's things, inshallah. We're going to invite the next caller in. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Hareen. I'm calling from Manchester.
From Manchester. Have you got a question for us or anything you'd like to say to myself or Husna?
Really, it was about the youth. Like, what I was thinking was, since I'm young and I like to play football, was if we have like a football pitch close to the mosque or near the mosque. Mm-hmm. So then, like, the brothers could play football and go and pray. So it's kind of.
That's a really good idea. Is this something that you've just thought of now?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds really good. How are you going to go about it? What would you like to have done? Who do you think you can talk to?
Well, I could talk to brothers around the mosque, and then if there's not like a football pitch nearby, we could organise maybe like a minivan to go and to like transportation to actually go play football in other places, maybe for free and stuff.
Yeah, no, that is.
So that youth aren't on the streets or anything like that.
That is a very, very good idea. Are you going to keep in touch with us to let us know how you're getting on?
Okay.
Yeah, so our email address is generation@iqra.tv, and we'd love to hear how you're getting on. So when you do start doing it, and you have got the ball rolling, do let us know so that it can help other people as well know what you're doing. That is a very, very good idea. Jazakallah khair for sharing that with us. We wish you all the very best. Remember that you can also contact your local council as well, okay, to see if they've got any small pots of funding that can arrange for days out that you might be able to tap into. So do speak to people around you about it. And definitely, some of the brothers that are in the mosque as well, and see what you can get done. Sounds really, really exciting. Jazakallah khair. That is something that sounds quite good actually, coming together and having that place to just kind of play as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the boys, they like their football, and it's getting them into physical activity, but at the same time, it's kind of close by to the mosque. So obviously, when it's salah time, they can pray, and then they can go back to playing their football, and it's nice.
Yeah, and I guess that would make you feel a little bit better about yourself as well, wouldn't it? And how much would you say, in terms of feeling better about ourselves, actually, you were describing, say for example, ways of getting rid of anger that people might have said something to you, and that was quite interesting the way that you mentioned that you can write everything down. And it's a really good way of actually offloading your emotions without actually having to react towards somebody. And that's quite a very powerful tool that you've shared there. Just like the other caller said as well, kind of just go about your way and maybe try not to get involved into other people's things. But I don't know how difficult do you find that that is with the young people that come into your centre, or the people that you work with?
I guess your first instinct is to defend yourself and to say, I'm not going to allow that person to say that to me, and then they'll repeat, or they'll come out with their own things. And it's all about control, and also ensuring that you remain the best person that you can be. Okay, this person is like that, again, may Allah guide them, but you're representing yourself as an individual. So whatever they say, you can't control what the other person does against you, but you can control yourself. So if you're able to kind of, look past it, forgive them, pray for guidance, I mean, that's the ultimate goal that's what we're trying to achieve, that kind of level where we can, wish for the best, and we can remain strong in ourselves as well and control our emotions and not allowing ourselves to get, frustrated and angry and stuff.
Yeah, and I think once you do, and it is really important that managing emotions is something that is really quite, it's a great tool to have, just to be able to maybe not say something at the right time, or at the wrong time rather, that it can perhaps work against you in some situations. I think sometimes we can all be a little bit guilty about responding to something too quickly, and one of the things maybe we can take away with us is that we just take that moment, take it in, take a deep breath, reflect on what is being said. Does it really affect you? How is it going to affect you? Is it something like, Husna, what you said, you can just write it down and just put it away, just let it go a little bit. And what about things, for example, when you're really, really happy and you kind of want to contain it a little bit? Would you say that, you should contain excitement?
I guess it's like the hadith, or like a smile, for example. Like a smile, it's contagious, isn't it? Like when you're happy and other people can sense that it makes them happy when you're smiling and you're laughing. But I guess, when you're outside, like we were saying before, it doesn't mean that you shout at the top of your voice, like, I'm happy, and, but again, it's like within, certain bounds that you kind of express your happiness. Yeah, it's good, it's healthy, because other people can feed off that happiness. Sometimes you feel a bit down and you're walking down the street and someone's like, Assalamu alaikum, good morning, and you're like, oh, okay, wa alaikum salam, and it does kind of, you do feel a bit better, like, oh, that was
and
nice.
It is nice. I mean, have you had that? I mean, I have it, I get it a lot, like, people just be walking down, you don't actually always know them, but they're very keen to say, hello, assalamu alaikum. Well, I try to do that myself as well. Do you find that boosts your mood up a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my sister's gone to America and she was just telling me, it's so great here, everyone's so friendly, everyone's like, Assalamu alaikum, do I know you? No, but have a good day, oh, thank you,
Yeah, no,
it's nice to kind of, and she loves it, like, again, it's that positivity, that it uplifts you.
I think there are many things, and there are many different ways that, we manage our emotions, and some of it is, it's very personal to us, it's up to us what that choice is, and we'd like to leave you today with a quote, inshallah, from Ibn al-Qayyim. And we'll have it up on the screen for you. That sadness departs with a sajda. Happiness comes with a sincere dua. Allah does not forget the good you do, nor does He forget the good that you did to others and the pain that you relieved from them. Nor will forget the eye which was about to cry, but you made it laugh. And I think that's quite touching, that nothing lasts forever. Everything that we have will come to a pass, whether it's something good or whether it's something not so good. And it is up to us with how we deal with our emotions. Husna, I'd like to say thank you for coming in to today's show. Any final words that you would like to leave our young people with?
Yeah, just be confident in yourself and work hard and carry on doing what you're doing to achieve your goals.
Yeah, awesome. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for joining in on this week's episode. Do stay tuned in for next week as well. We're on every week at the same time and the same place from 6 till 7. Remember that this is a live show and that this is your show. Inshallah, myself and Adam will be back next week. Do keep happy, stay positive, and we'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.